So last week we hit 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Your love and support means the world to me. And to celebrate, I wanted to do a Q&A and give you an opportunity to get to know me a little bit more. So I asked you to ask me anything, and I'm going to answer those questions for you right now. So the first question that I got is from Sandra. She asked, I would like to know about your education and career. Also, your hobbies other than poetry. Thanks. Okay, so education and career. I graduated from college in 2015. I have a dual degree in marketing and business management. I currently work for a large company right here in my local area on their marketing team. I do a lot of campaigns and things for them on that side of the business. But I also work with the sponsorships for NASCAR and drag racing and the fun stuff. So I do travel from time to time. And yeah, that's my education and my career. Hobbies outside of poetry. To be honest, I don't really have any other hobbies. I simply love to write poetry. I do work out, consider that a hobby. Workout, I run. I like to stay fit and active. Rock climbing's fun, but I wouldn't consider that a hobby. Taking pictures is fun, but I don't consider that a hobby either. So really, honestly, it's just poetry. Next question is from Haza. I really hope I didn't butcher that. Please forgive me if I did. But they want to know, if you had to choose between speaking every language or talking to animals, which would you choose? Interesting question. I would probably have to choose talking to animals, just because I think that'd be really interesting and fun to do, to see how they feel and what they're thinking throughout the day. Third question is from Liza, and Liza wants to know, how have your family and friends reacted to you minimizing and simplifying your life? So I'll talk about friends first. I keep my circle of friends very small. I've talked about this in some of my videos when it comes to decluttering your relationships. So my friend circle is very small. And those individuals have a very similar mindset to me. Wouldn't consider them minimalist. I don't think they will call themselves minimalist either, but they are very intentional about their lifestyles, the decisions that they make, the things that they bring into their lives, how they spend their money. They're not out doing all kind of crazy stuff, partying and blowing money and things like that. So we all have very similar mindsets. So when I adjusted to living a focused minimalist lifestyle, there wasn't really anything odd to discuss between us. But when it comes to my family, they are not minimalist at all. My brother, he is very intentional. My younger brother, he is very intentional about the things that he brings into his life. But my parents, they're not very minimalist either. They do have a lot of things around the house, a lot of clothes, a lot of items that they hold on to. When I expressed to them that I was living a more minimalist lifestyle, an intentional lifestyle, and decluttering the space around me, they were very interested in the concept and wanted to know more, but they're not making any adjustments to their lifestyle at all. My dad has donated some items. He's a little more willing to let go, but I love my family. They're just not minimalist, and they have no issue with me living my life this way at all. So Matt wants to know, as a poet, what was your toughest poem to write? Now that's a good question, Matt. And I can answer this question in two ways. The first way, I'll talk about the toughest poems that I had to write from the position of actually writing them. And those are the poems that I wrote for my Instagram followers. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. It's at I'm Ron Banks. I share a lot of my writing and poetry on that platform. And I asked my followers to DM me and share their stories with me, and to allow me to turn that into a poem for them. And I've written poems based on true stories from those followers, from everything from mental health and depression and suicide attempts, to the loss of family members, to accidents that people have experienced, to crushes on guys and girls that they're afraid to talk to, but hoping that they would hear my poetry and understand their feelings somehow. Those have been the toughest poems to write. Simply because I'm trying to put myself in that person's shoes and their feelings and their emotions, and really trying to communicate those emotions properly and accurately to how they feel. And then on the other side, the toughest poems that I wrote from an emotional standpoint for me would be a poem titled Target Practice, and then another poem titled Save Me. These are two pieces that I was really emotionally honest in about how I felt, things I was going through. The poem Save Me, I actually performed for a church event for their audience and their members. They asked me to perform a poem, so I wrote that poem for that event. And I actually wrote a new poem that I'm going to be sharing here soon on the channel. And that poem is titled Black Boy. That is another poem that is very emotionally honest for me. And yeah, all my poems are here on the YouTube channel. So go ahead and go to the videos tab and go back or my spoken word poetry playlist. And you can watch some of those videos and look at my style of poetry and how I actually write and communicate myself expressively. So the next question is from Come See Ben. And he wants to know, I am also trying to get to 500 subs. So do you have any tips? 2 tips for you, Ben. It's consistency, and then what value do you have to give to your audience? So really 2 tips that I have for you. Stick to that and you should get there. Okay, so I actually received another question on Instagram from one of my followers, and they asked, do you ever regret starting a minimalist lifestyle? The answer is no, because I understand why I wanted to pursue this lifestyle or this habit change for me. If I was just doing it for popularity or just doing it because everyone else was doing it, then I probably would regret it because I would have a motive or a reason behind why I'm doing it. But I've shared in plenty of my videos the 3 reasons or 3 main reasons why I chose to become a minimalist or to pursue a minimalist lifestyle. And every time I find myself losing focus or losing track of that vision, I always go back to those 3 reasons to reground myself, to regroup myself, and understand why I really decided to do this in the first place. Okay, so the title of this video is Struggles of Being a Minimalist. And it's something that I want to talk about with you because it's something that's been on my mind for quite some time, and honestly, since I started this journey. And minimalism, as you know, is all about living an intentional lifestyle, consuming only the items that you value most, and holding on to relationships that you value most. It's definitely a self-growth journey. Although, if I'm honest, the idea of comparison and self-worth are a few or 2 of the struggles that at least I've experienced, and I'm sure you are also experiencing. Learning to find worth or value in you and not the things that you own or the fantasy self version of yourself that you're projecting onto other people is really what this journey is about. And I believe that it really takes discipline, and that's something that I'm working on. It really takes discipline to change that mindset and to change those habits. It's just something I've been thinking about. Let me know in the comment section down below if there are any struggles that you're experiencing, or if you can relate to these struggles as a minimalist and through your journey. I love to talk about it with you and kind of help each other work through the obstacles that we're facing along this path. I have a question and for you guys, and I'm thinking about starting a blog. And in that blog, I'd share my experience with minimalism, my creativity, my poetry, but also things like this, things that I think about, things that I wonder about, ideas that pop into my head, conversations that I have with myself. If you're interested in reading anything like that or checking out a blog, if I was to start one, let me know in the comment section. You know, say yes or go for it, or definitely shoot for a blog. Just let me know. You're not gonna hurt my feelings if you really don't care, but I'm just curious to see what you guys are leaning towards. But as always, stay true to you. I love you. Again, thank you for the support. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.